Sport today is all thoroughly about forces and motions, and today I'll be teaching you how Isaac Newton's three laws of motion are put into place through the game of soccer. Soccer is riddled with motion, from the ball moving through the air to a penalty shot being taken. But firstly, what is the difference between speed and velocity? Speed is a scalar quantity, basically it is just a number. But velocity is a vector quantity. It has a number and a direction. For instance, 50 kilometers per hour is just a speed, but 50 kilometers per hour moving northeast is a velocity. An example of speed in soccer is at the pace that the ball has been moving when taking a shot on goal, while velocity would be the speed in which a shot has been taken but also the direction. Acceleration in soccer is the speed gained by the soccer ball in a short amount of time. To begin, Newton's first law of motion is every object in a state of uniform motion tends to remain in that state of motion unless an external force is applied to it. This law is known as the law of inertia. The law of inertia basically means what is in motion will stay in motion, and what isn't in motion will stay still, unless an external force such as a foot to kick the soccer ball, which does in fact create motion, as shown in the video displayed. Inertia is a quality a mass or any object has that keeps it still. The relationship between mass and inertia has much to do with the first two laws of physics by Isaac Newton, which are that an object at rest will tend to stay at rest, and an object in motion will tend to stay in motion. Secondly, Newton's second law is force equals mass times acceleration. This means it is produced when a net force acts on a mass. The net force is the sum of all forces acting on the mass. The second law states that acceleration of an object is dependent upon two variables, force acting upon the object and the mass of an object. Altogether, this basically means that the more mass an object has, the more net force has to be used to move it. Examples of Newton's second law are, if you use the same force to push a soccer ball and then push a golf ball with that force, the golf ball will have way more acceleration than the soccer ball, because the golf ball has less mass. This is being used throughout soccer in many ways. One of these ways is penalty kicks, where players place more power through their foot to create faster speed and velocity in their shot. Lastly, Newton's third law of motion is that for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. This law is also called reciprocal motion / force, or action-reaction. An example of this is the ball hitting the crossbar off a shot and bouncing back, or a goalkeeper bouncing the ball off the ground repetitively into his hands to release force off a powerful shot, as recreated in the video.